Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful recap is in for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. In today's episode, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, takes a pregnancy test. Meanwhile, Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, busts Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., in an embrace. Thomas appears at the office. Taylor. Hayes, Rebecca Budig, is shocked but so excited. Douglas Forrester, Henry Joseph Samiri, is staying with friends. Where is Paris Buckingham, Diamond White? Why wouldn't she be watching Douglas? Moving back to the episode, they gush about her being engaged to Ridge. Thomas is totally Team Tridge. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, will be back for the wedding. Thomas says once the wedding happens, Brooke will have no choice but to move on. The mother says the blonde is still fighting for Ridge. Thomas reminds his mom that Brooke got him back before. Taylor thinks everything will be different this time. Thomas exits, so Taylor stares at a photo of Ridge. At Forrester Creations, Brooke and Ridge talk about the media coverage in Italy. They are still being celebrated. They talk about Brooke's near-death experience. The blonde reminds him of his word, but he's still with Taylor. Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, realized Brooke was just using him to make Ridge jealous, so he's gone. Ridge says that he doesn't want to let Taylor or his kids down. Brooke urges him to fix this mess. They embrace just as Thomas walks in the door. Brooke leaves, and Thomas reminds his dad that he's marrying Taylor. The father tells his son not to jump to conclusions. Thomas reasons that Brooke will become more desperate as the wedding gets closer. Is the wedding still happening? Thomas asks. Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, wakes up Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, with a rose. Last night was incredible and they kiss. Electra would love to stay with him in bed all day. However, they need to go to work. They make out some more and continue kissing. Electra is the only girl for him, Will says. Then, another mystery girl. Flashback occurs. Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, notices Luna had something delivered. The young lady doesn't say what she ordered. Lee is worried that someone will find out she's alive. It's so risky, the good doctor warns her granddaughter's niece. Lee hopes Luna isn't stalking John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin. The young woman promises she's staying away from her dad. Lee has been talking to lawyers, but they need to be smart. Luna is good at keeping secrets, and she's not going back to prison. Lee thinks she's way too cocky. When she leaves, Luna takes out the pregnancy test. Tuesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful was a whirlwind of emotions, secrets, and unexpected confrontations. The morning opened with tension, the kind that only Los Angeles' elite families seem to conjure effortlessly. At the heart of the day's drama were three intertwined stories: Luna's shocking pregnancy revelation, Thomas's confrontation at Bridge, and Electra's steamy morning after. Each storyline unfolded with its own set of surprises, leaving fans at the edge of their seats. The episode opened in the serene, sun-drenched kitchen of the Spencer mansion, where Luna found herself pacing anxiously. Her mind was a storm of conflicting thoughts, each more pressing than the last. Luna had been feeling different lately. Exhaustion, morning nausea, a fluttering in her chest every time her phone buzzed. And now, faced with a small, innocuous pregnancy test sitting on the counter, Luna's world was about to tilt. In a quiet, almost reverent moment, she picked up the test. Her fingers trembled. She had a mixture of dread and hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, this would be the miracle she had been craving. The camera lingered on her face as she read the result. Her eyes widened, her hand flew to her mouth, and she sank into the chair with a mix of disbelief and euphoria. Luna was pregnant. But even in this moment of joy, there was fear. Who would she tell first? How would this affect her? Fragile relationships with the Forresters, the Spencers, and Will? Luna's mind raced ahead, conjuring scenarios where she could finally secure her place in the family and in Will's life. Yet, the specter of secrecy loomed. Luna's newfound reality was a powder keg, and one wrong move could ignite it at any moment. Later, Luna confided in a close ally, though the scene left viewers questioning whether it was honesty or manipulation. Luna, ever the strategist, hinted at using the pregnancy to her advantage. "This changes everything," she whispered, her eyes glinting with a mix of excitement and scheming determination. The audience could feel it. Luna's news wasn't just a revelation. It was a weapon. Meanwhile, across town at Bridge, the atmosphere was tense. Thomas Forrester, driven by a mix of suspicion and frustration, was on a mission. For months, he had been sensing undercurrents of deceit, whispers of power plays and backroom deals, and today, he was ready to confront it head-on. Thomas stormed into Bridge, catching the staff off guard. "We need to talk, now," he demanded, his voice a mix of authority and suppressed anger. The camera cut to the Bridge team exchanging nervous glances. Even the most composed designers could sense the storm brewing. The confrontation escalated quickly. Thomas accused certain members of undermining the company, cutting deals behind the Forrester family's back. He wasn't holding back. His words were sharp, incisive, and fueled by years of pent-up frustration. "Bridge isn't just a playground for your schemes," Thomas declared, pacing the office. "It's a platform for creativity, integrity, and respect. Something that seems to be in short supply around here." The tension peaked when Thomas revealed that he had been tracking irregularities in project allocations and contract signings. His evidence, presented calmly but decisively, left several Bridge employees scrambling to explain themselves. Some attempted feeble denials, others looked guilty as sin. Thomas, unflinching, made it clear. Anyone caught bending the rules would face consequences. This confrontation was more than just business. It was personal. Thomas's history with betrayal and manipulation in both his family and professional life made him a relentless watchdog. His warning echoed through Bridge long after he left the room. Power plays would not go unnoticed, and no one would take advantage of the Forrester name. Not on his watch. The third storyline of the day brought a stark contrast to the tense atmospheres of Luna's kitchen and Bridge. Electra, having spent the night with Will, woke in a state of blissful reflection. Sunlight spilled through the bedroom window, illuminating the tangled sheets and the quiet satisfaction on her face. Her mind replayed every moment of the night, every whisper and touch, as she traced the contours of what had happened. Electra's introspection, however, was not solely about romance. She was acutely aware of the implications. Sleeping with Will, knowing his complicated relationship with Luna and the lingering shadows of hope, was not without consequences. She found herself in a delicate balance of exhilaration and guilt. Would Will feel the same way in the light of day? Would this fling spiral into something more, or was it a fleeting indulgence? The morning scene transitioned beautifully into a dialogue with Will. Over coffee, their conversation was layered with playful teasing, subtle innuendos, and emotional vulnerability. Will, visibly affected, struggled to reconcile his desires with his responsibilities. "Electra, last night was amazing," he admitted, his voice tinged with awe and confusion. "But we need to be careful, for everyone involved." Electra, sensing both the thrill and the danger, smiled knowingly. "Careful can be boring," she replied, her eyes twinkling. But beneath the flirtation, there was an undercurrent of self-preservation. She knew the fragile dynamics of the Spencer household and the Forrester family. One wrong move could ignite jealousy, suspicion, or heartbreak. Yet, in that moment, neither cared. Both were caught in the afterglow of a Night that felt too good to question. What made this episode so compelling was the subtle weaving of these three storylines. Luna's pregnancy, Thomas's bridge showdown, and Electra's morning after were not isolated incidents. They were threads in the same intricate tapestry of deception, ambition, and desire. For instance, Luna's secret pregnancy had the potential to intersect with Thomas's vigilance. If Luna chose to leverage her news strategically, it could impact the very deals Thomas was trying to protect at Bridge. Similarly, Electra's involvement with Will might complicate Luna's plans, especially if Will became emotionally conflicted. Each character's actions had ripple effects, threatening to collide in unpredictable ways. Even seemingly mundane moments, a phone call, a glance, a hushed conversation, were loaded with tension. The writers expertly balanced humor, drama, and intrigue, making every scene feel consequential. As Luna contemplated who to tell, Thomas confronted Bridge employees, and Electra relished her secret liaison. Viewers were left anticipating the inevitable clash of ambitions and secrets. Tuesday's episode also gave fans insight into secondary characters who, while not at the forefront, subtly influenced the main storylines. Hope was shown in a brief, reflective moment, unaware of Luna's news but already sensing tension in her circle. Her concern for Will hinted at upcoming conflict. Ridge, caught in the background of Bridge discussions, seemed poised to mediate but also subtly questioned Thomas's aggressive approach. The scene foreshadowed a potential father-son confrontation. Ivy and other design team members at Bridge were portrayed as cautious, walking a fine line between loyalty and self-interest. Their nervous reactions suggested that Thomas's crackdown would not only enforce rules, but also unearth hidden rivalries. The episode excelled not just in plot but in visual storytelling. Cinematography played a subtle role in enhancing the drama. Luna's scene was bathed in warm, golden light, symbolizing hope, life, and opportunity, but the shadows in the corners hinted at secrecy and potential deceit. Bridge was shot with cool tones and sharp angles, emphasizing the tension, conflict, and high stakes of Thomas's confrontation. Electra and Will's bedroom scene was intimate, using soft, natural light to create warmth and vulnerability, contrasting sharply with the cold corporate environment of Bridge. These visual cues elevated the storytelling, making the audience feel the emotional stakes of each storyline. By the end of the episode, The Bold and the Beautiful had masterfully intertwined suspense, passion, and strategy. Key takeaways from Tuesday's events included Luna's pregnancy. This revelation is a game changer. Whether she chooses honesty or manipulation, her secret has the potential to disrupt relationships, alliances, and family dynamics. Thomas's authority. Thomas demonstrated that he is a force to be reckoned with at Bridge. His insistence on integrity and vigilance sets up future conflicts, both professionally and personally. Electra's bold move. Her involvement with Will adds a layer of complexity to the Spencer household. The fallout from their night together will likely ripple through multiple storylines, sparking jealousy and drama. The episode reinforced a core theme of the bold and the beautiful. In a world of wealth, power, and passion, every decision has consequences. Secrets can empower or destroy, and love, in all its forms, is both a weapon and a vulnerability. As Tuesday's drama concluded, several threads were clearly set up for future episodes. Will Luna reveal her pregnancy? And if so, to whom first? Will it be used as leverage, or will it be an honest revelation? How will Thomas's actions at Bridge affect the Forrester empire? Will employees resist, sabotage, or rally behind him? Will Electra and Will attempt to navigate a romance amidst these complicated relationships? Or will their secret affair trigger chaos? The anticipation of intersecting storylines promised a week filled with suspense, heartbreak, and potentially explosive confrontations. Tuesday, September 2nd, reminded viewers why The Bold and the Beautiful continues to captivate audiences. Luna's surprise, Thomas's assertiveness, and Electra's sensual afterglow combine to create an episode rich in drama, emotion, and tension. With secrets brewing and alliances shifting, the days ahead are poised to test the loyalties, love, and ambitions of every character. For fans, it was another thrilling reminder. In Los Angeles' elite circles, life is never simple, and every revelation carries consequences. Tuesday's episode was more than a series of events. It was a careful orchestration of intrigue, desire, and suspense, leaving fans eager for Wednesday's developments. One thing was certain: no one's story is safe, and in the world of the bold and the beautiful, the line between love and manipulation is razor-thin. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Bold and Beautiful Update YouTube channel for more update news.